Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the ProSource podcast. I am sitting here with Pam Durkin, president of James Martin Vanities. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast today, Pam. How are you doing?
Great, Molly. Good morning, and thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be part of your podcast today. And as you said, I'm Pam Durkin. I'm the president of James Martin Vanities. We are one of the leading vanity manufacturers in the industry. So thank you for having me.
It's very exciting. I know ProSource, we've had a long partnership with you all. So I'm really excited to finally have you on our podcast. And just before we dive into James Martin Vanities and what the company really is, do you mind just briefly explaining what you do with James Martin, like what your role consists of, and maybe how you got to be president of the company?
So, I don't want to turn this into a funny because when people ask me what I do, I always tell them I'm the glorified bathroom cleaner and whatever else needs to be done. But that's partially true. This company started almost 20 years ago with a couple owners that were very entrepreneurial. And I started with the company 19 years ago as their VP of sales. So I was leading the sales team. We went through an acquisition around 6 years ago. I was given the opportunity at that point in time to step out of my role as VP of sales and become the president of the company. So my job today is to lead the organization, working through all of the departments with whether it be the sales department or my product development department to build the brand and to be brand centric to the way this company was built 20 years ago. I still get to play with the product. I am very heavily involved with our designer as far as what she shares what the trends are. I share what we like and what we don't like and what our customers need.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I know you've been super busy, and I'm sure that's not out of the normal for you. As we discussed before recording, you just got back from KBIS. And just briefly talking about KBIS, I've never been, so I'm not super familiar with it. I know a lot of our designers go from all of our showrooms. What do you think is like the most entertaining or exciting part about going to KBIS every year?
KBIS to us is what we call the Super Bowl. It's our Super Bowl. We have this event once a year. We are our space it's a 3-day event, just so you understand. It's very short.
Gotcha.
It is 120, 130,000 different builders, designers, and large companies like yourself that come through. It's joined with the iBiz portion over the last few years. That's why it's grown so big. But for us, it is the excitement for me is watching ProSource and the different locations walk through and see the new stuff and go, wow, we see the opportunity here, right? You listen to us. We see where you're going. It's introducing something new, bright and exciting, right? It's about what's next for your customer, and to get that feedback and see the excitement around it is what really drives me in this business.
No, for sure. And I imagine it's pretty cool for the attendees too. I know a lot of our showrooms, they carry James Martin, but meeting the people and the team behind the product is probably super exciting to them and just makes it feel a little bit more real. So instead of it just being a product that they have in the showrooms, they're meeting the people that are pushing the product out and making these developments and enhancements. So that's really cool.
It's exciting for me because one of the things that I like to do, not so much that my sales team likes me to do, but whether it's ProSource as an owner or ProSource as their designers and they're there, I love to go up and meet them and thank them. And my favorite thing to do is ask them, what don't you like about James Martin? What can I do better? They all want to tell me how pretty that vanity is and how nice this is. But, to see and talk to the people that are on the ground that interface with this product every single day, it's the best part of my job because then it gives me something to come back to work with this team on. They help me get this company to the next level. So that's the most exciting. While I steal a lot of sales thunder by interrupting and saying, hey, I'm Pam, right? It allows me to understand who our accounts are and what they need and thank them for driving the business the way they have.
So I know James Martin Vanities has traditionally been designer-led, but it's very important to share that James Martin can also be valuable to builders and installers as well. Why do you think those kind of trade pros should work with James Martin, installers and builders?
All right, so let me start. Let me address this in two parts, right? So let me start by addressing builders and their opportunities. James Martin stands out by offering builders a premium, semi-custom orderable solution that combines craftsmanship, convenience, and speed, right? Our vanities, many of which are handcrafted, hand carved, they provide furniture grade quality. And the caveat to that is all of these items are ready to ship within 48 business hours from one of our two warehouses, which is Paris, California, or Savannah, Georgia. And when I just mentioned semi-custom orderable, what it means for the builders and their customers is this extensive collection. So James Martin has over 400 vanity bases. Once the builder chooses his base, or the customer that the builder's working with chooses their base, they then have 11 different interchangeable tops to choose from, the countertops. This level of customization allows customers to achieve the desired look without the long lead times and added cost. Because when you talk to a customer or a builder and you say semi-custom orderable, they think of two things. Think of time and extra money, right? And neither
Yeah.
one of them are associated with the vanities. As I go to your second half of your question, and I think about installers, we've designed this hassle-free experience. Each vanity that the customer receives comes fully assembled because we are premium furniture
Nice.
grade product. So there's no RTA, there's no assembly. What the customer does is they simply attach the top and complete the plumbing. So whether that's a professional contractor, installer, a DIY homeowner, the installation is straightforward and efficient, making James Martin what I would consider a perfect balance of high-end design and practical
Yep.
functionality.
Absolutely. I think especially you mentioned the lead time and how the lead time is very short. That is huge in today's world with, I think ever since COVID, I mean, the shipping times for everything across all industries has been insane and it still continues 5
Yep.
years later. So I think the lead time especially is a huge call out. And I think installers and builders might not typically think so much about what designers typically think about, right? Those little
Yeah.
details. But I think if they can consider those factors when working with clients, it can really go a long way with them and really boost their
100%.
credibility.
And it is giving them, as you think about those little details, the hand craftsmanship. It's no longer square white boxes or square brown boxes. They're getting
Yeah.
that personality, right? And they're giving their customer, they
Yes.
do it. If you think about a builder, they do it in other areas in the house. They're doing premium moldings and
Mhm.
they're calling out those other things. Now they can do that in the bathroom. Now they can have a piece of furniture,
Yeah.
right? So I agree with you.
Let's get into the exciting part about, I think, this entire conversation is that James Martin has two new collections launching this month, in March of 2025, along with expansions of existing lines. Can you first share what the two brand new collections are?
Of course, this is the I love to talk about our newness in 2025, and just so everybody has an understanding, we being James Martin, typically roll out new product once a year. We launch at KBIS. This is our big unveiling. We work a full year to
Yeah.
get to this point. And two collections for us, just so there's an understanding, isn't a vanity and a top. It is a vanity in
Mm.
multiple finishes in multiple sizes that then has to integrate with these 11 additional tops. So the Grayson collection, which is one of the new collections, will actually be in 4 sizes. It'll have 11 top. So you're talking about over 50 SKUs, right? Our two new collections is, if I think about them, this year they embrace the continuing trends in interior design because, again, we're trend forward, focusing on warm, innovating finishes, materials, shapes, and textures. You'll notice the subtle soft curves on the front facade of the Grayson, which I just called out, are complemented by an unexpected curve in the door panel and the lower frame that is all brought to life with a choice of two rich finishes that are sandblasted in ash veneers. Then the contrast, the second collection, is the Soline, and it is a total contrast. It's highlighted by a reverse tapered leg, which is really a study in geometry. The natural cane, it's got natural cane accents on the front of the drawers and doors, with a weathered seaside oak finish. Both collections are well appointed with features like integrated power in them, the brushed aluminum drawer liners, and plenty of ample storage. So very, very exciting. These two collections, as we talked about KBIS, were greeted with an overwhelming response of beauty.
I completely agree. I went online and did some digging about it, and I thought they were both very
Thank
beautiful. So I was really excited to talk about it. Although I don't know the specifics like you just shared, I think at first glance I was loving how it was
you.
looking. Just from a beautiful standpoint, it
Yes.
looked great.
Yeah.
And then I also see James Martin release two reimagined classics and expanded options in already established styles. Can you share a little bit more
Yeah,
about that?
it's real exciting, and I think to do it justice, I need to start with the Brookfield collection. The Brookfield collection to JMV is an iconic classic. This is one of our first collections that we started with 19 years ago, right? This collection has been in
Wow.
the line. Like I said, it's iconic. It's essential to our brand legacy. Aaron, our designer, and I were talking about it. We wanted to keep that iconic classicness, but it needed to be reimagined. It needed new finishes. It
Mhm.
needed subtle design updates, and that's what's happened to the Brookfield. The second expansion is our collection called the Breckenridge. We added a soft, new, calming shade of blue. Sherwin-Williams, one of their colors of the year. We called it Serenity Blue, which provides an updated look. Breckenridge is really a shaker inspired collection. And when we added the finish, we also added additional sizes. So we added 60 singles and 60 doubles, which expanded the collection. And then we did the same with our Laurent collection. We also added some additional sizes there. When we add sizes to a collection, it's because the collection was new last year. We bring it out in our best selling sizes. We add additional sizes too. So those are the expansions that I'm talking about today.
That's amazing. Are you talking about the Sherwin-Williams? Is it
Yeah, it
Quietude?
was, yeah. So we
Is that what it?
couldn't do, so we looked at that color. That was their color here.
Uh-huh.
But when you put it on
Yeah.
furniture and then you change lighting, sometimes it looked
Gotcha.
white. And so really we're
Yeah.
looking for a calming blue. So we went a couple shades darker.
Gotcha. It still has those calming qualities that Quietude
100%.
has. And I know color is very weird in that way
We
too. Depending on lighting, it can change
Yeah, we have to be
everything.
careful. I mean, my designer spends a lot of time. We spend a lot of time with color palettes and with sample boards in all different kinds of light because bathrooms have
Yes.
lighting, bathrooms have windows, and when you start getting into some of those hues of whites and blues and greens, to your point, lighting can make a difference. And with that color, so we brought
Yeah.
more blue into it, so it said blue all the time.
Talking about your design team, I did read on your website that your design team was inspired by trends in contemporary designs that bring together both nature and luxury. Did customer feedback influence this at all when you went maybe last year to KBIS? Was that some of the feedback that you got that pushed maybe this decision forward with these new collections?
Absolutely is the answer. Now let me break that out, right? So our design process is a continual evolution. We talk about our craftsmanship, we bring in timeless craftsmanship with modern innovation. While our primary focus is on creating elegant, memorable designs with practical functionality, we actively engage with our customers, whether it's through direct conversations with our designers, with our builders, with your account, with me at KBIS saying, hey, what do you think? What do you like? Right? Insights from our retail partners
Mhm.
are or trends, even trends that are observed in the marketplace. So we shop other markets. We shop furniture markets because again, we are building furniture grade product. And we do this to understand what we need to do to enhance their spaces and business. As the contemporary design trends evolve to embrace the harmony of nature and luxury, we've seen a growing demand for organic textures, natural materials, and clean, sophisticated aesthetics. Our design team, led by Erin Sullivan, takes these insights and pairs them with research that she has done on architectural and interior design trends, ensuring our vanities not only meet but exceed customer expectations.
That's perfect. You answered so many of my questions that I had rolling through my mind at that point. We just knocked
There you
out so
go.
many. You're ahead of me. What other specific updates have been made to some of your most loved collections? Um, and with this question, I kind of just want to ask you, like, what are some of your personal favorites in the whole James Martin catalog? Like, what are some enhancements or upgrades that have happened since you've been with James Martin that has really stuck out to you that you still carry thinking, wow, this was my favorite, upgrade?
So my favorite always becomes a problem. Um, And
I guess at this point in time.
point in time, right? So as you can imagine, my favorite becomes a bathroom change in my house every couple of years because that's my new favorite, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I think
Yeah.
as I think about exciting updates, some of our most loved collections, enhancing both. So Brookfield would be one of them, right? We took that
Mhm.
design and we said it's iconic, but we need to bring it along, right? Those kinds of things
Yeah.
that are very exciting. But one of the biggest expansions, and it's really cutting across all of our collections, the most loved ones, is our integration of our free power wireless charging that we brought out this
Yes.
KBIS, which is going to be integrated into our vanity countertops. It's first of its kind. It's a first of its kind innovation that our collaboration with Cosentino and Free Power now allows the customer to. We all talk about where's the first place you start in the morning. You start in your bathroom. Where's the last place you go at night? You end in your bathroom, right? So be able to
Mhm.
walk in there and place your phone and be ready and not have all your bulky cords or extra pads, but we're trying to simplify the life. And to be able to do that out of whether it's the Brookfield collection or the new Solene or the Grayson, it's really what brings me love to the collections. Our collections, which is, I know you didn't ask this, but I'm going to lead into it. Our our
Please.
collections today have a lifespan of over 10 years. So,
Wow.
we don't go in and out of product. We listen to our customers. We design products so that when you make a decision to buy that, it's something that can
Mhm.
be stable in your home, and it's going to live throughout the breadth. The breadth of the line is going to continue growing as we move past its first introduction.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I think it's also cool that when I'm looking at some of the vanities, they seem very like
Mhm.
timeless, but also they have that like vintage feel that a lot of people go for. But now that you're bringing in the wireless charging, you're really like combining the two worlds of the old time homey feel, but then also a modern technology that just makes it like more convenient for your space. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, I always have to like grab my phone charger, plug it into the bathroom if my phone's dying, and it is annoying to just all the bulky
And
cords, you
and
know?
And how
That's
many times
cool.
have you gone to bed at night and placed your phone on your charger on your nightstand and thought you had it plugged in and got up the next morning
Yeah,
and your phone might not be charged, right? So you have to check your phone. So we go to
exactly.
the restroom and we place it there. We want to be on that cutting edge. And there are things like our built-in power, brushed aluminum laminates, and now
Mhm.
this. And to have this exclusively for James Martin, this is a collaboration that is just exclusive for James Martin, Cosentino, and Free Power is very, very exciting.
That is very exciting. Can you tell me a little bit more about the new linen cabinets and how they can complement existing collections?
Yeah, these are very exciting to us. We introduced two new linen cabinets to complement two of our best-selling collections. The scale, the architecture, and the finishes of each will allow the customers to mix and match across our collections. They will be able to accent. So the Breckenridge was one of the new vanity the new linen cabinets we came out with. Well, the Breckenridge is available in white, it's available in blue, it's available in natural. You can take this natural linen cabinet, you can put it with the blue, you can put it with the white. It's a great accent. Each of these are going to feature a reversible door. So think about it. Do I buy a right side or do I buy a left side? It depends on where it fits in your bathroom. Your customer won't have to choose. They
Yeah,
just choose the one they want. The door has been assembled so that the customer will take it off, they'll reverse it, and they'll have it be right face opening or left face opening. There's shelf storage on top behind a very pretty piece of glass. There's ample drawer storage below. So it's a very usable and scalable piece of furniture for your.
it seems like overall customization is one of the good luck.
Oh,
Because nowadays they're all the competition. It's like if you don't have customization, I don't know how a company would survive. But it seems like that's really at the forefront of
it is
James Martin.
absolutely at the forefront. And we share with our customers that the things that we put into our vanities, when we think about the power and we think about the laminates and we think about the tip out drawers, it's what they've come to expect from James Martin. What are you doing next? What do your designs look like? So, and how do we change them? Again, this is that semi-custom orderable, make it what you want to make it, that we've built the company on.
I know you guys just launched a bunch of new exciting product enhancements, new collections. If we're looking forward in the next year, what is at top of mind that James Martin will be working on? Or do you have can you provide any, I guess, hints or previews of what the next year ahead looks like for James Martin?
So I can't provide on product yet because, believe it or not, as I said, as you explained to the audience, we will be just rolling these in
Yeah.
March. So I will go off to our factory in May and we will start working on new designs and they will be released next year. So in a few months, I'll have an idea of where we're going. We're talking about trends, but as I think about James Martin as a company as a whole, it's a very exciting year we've got ahead of us. We think we're filled with opportunities to further innovate and strengthen our market position based on some of the things. One of our biggest opportunity lies in expanding our product offerings through the new cutting edge technology that we introduced with Free Power. It's an industry first. Our collaboration with Cosentino and our ongoing efforts to enhance our material innovation of all of those silestone tops will allow us to elevate the consumer experience even further, while we add new finishes and new tops that will again expand our line. As I think about growth, there becomes challenges, right? Navigating evolving consumer preferences, maintaining excellence in execution, ensuring a seamless go-to-market strategy. What does that look like? It requires a focused approach. And this team here has the expertise, the commitment, and the passion for pushing boundaries in this vanity category. And that's all we do is vanities, right? We are well positioned to turn those challenges this year into opportunities for continued success with partners like ProSource.
That's fantastic. And we're very excited to continue our partnership with you all. Like I said, I go into the showroom in St. Louis, Missouri all the time, and they have displays up, and I'm just in awe with the products that you guys offer. Looking online, I'm always looking at all the different products that ProSource carries, and one of those being James Martin, and it's truly breathtaking, the vanities. And like you said, the cutting edge technology is a huge factor too that I think you guys are ahead of and continue to pioneer in the industry. And we just really appreciate your partnership, and I look forward to what's to come with James Martin, but I am definitely going to enjoy what you guys have just announced. So it's a very exciting time.
I appreciate that. We have, I was personally involved, little insight, I was personally involved with opening the ProSource account many years ago.
That's exciting.
It's one of I always keep an eye on it. I enjoy speaking to your folks at the corporate level, and anytime I have a chance to, and as I travel, go into a ProSource store, it's always exciting for me. So thank you very much for your support along the way.
Well, thank you so much, Pam, for joining me today. Thank you all for listening to this conversation I had with Pam. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today on the ProSource podcast. Please like and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. Also, follow us on social media, check out our website at ProSourceWholesale.com, and visit your local ProSource Wholesale showroom for all of your home remodeling needs.